What's going on, people? It's King Yardy Gaming Network. Today, seeing how there's new leadership over there at Xbox, shout out to Asha Sharma, and looks like she might turn Xbox over to a better new leaf. And it looks like she's bringing, seems like she's gonna, I think if she's there, she's gonna bring Halo back to being Halo. Or not back to being Halo. Bring Halo back to the center of Xbox, because Halo is what gave Xbox its identity, right? So today I want to pitch a Halo game idea. I don't know if this pitch will ever reach to Ashley Sharma. I really hope it does. I really hope the Halo community sees it. I really hope that I really want it to be seen, because Helldivers, right? Let's talk about Helldivers. I don't like Helldivers. I play it because of the warbands and a lot of the weapons that you can use in the warbands. But the rest of it, I despise it. I get it, you diver, hardcore guys out there gonna say, you can't handle hardcore gaming. I don't give a damn. The game is trash. Too much goofy shit. Let me explain. The fact that you're making a hardcore game, you have friendly fire, your own homie teammate can drop a bomb on you, you can be unalive. The weapon spread on Sway is trash. You don't have any armor, or the armor that you have does very little to protect you against the monsters that you're fighting on there. In the new event with the damn Smasher with the club that can do a whole swing of the club, and he can skip to you and take you up out the game. The railgun, you got to hit him, even on safe mode, with damn near the whole railgun, and you got to be accurate enough to hit the damn helmet off his face. Seriously? Meanwhile, swarms of enemy are jumping at you, so it makes it difficult to take him up out there. So you make the game too hardcore to actually enjoy the game. You make it too hardcore to enjoy the game. Because now if a storm is following you, and now you got to drop a bomb on them, or orbital bomb, orbital ordnance on you, and you can't run away, you're gonna end up taking yourself and your team up out of there. Or if your teammate is close to the War Strider, and today I used a rocket that was like a cluster bomb rocket launcher, it took out two of my teammates. But what was I supposed to do? It was right there. Trash. Anyway, today I'm going to pitch a Halo idea, and it's going to be the pitch I'm going to make. It's going to keep it to Halo, and it's going to expand Halo. So without further ado, let's get into it. Halo Drop Shock Trooper, right? My Halo pitch that can bring Halo back. For concept, Halo Drop Shock Trooper, the third-person tactical co-op and solo mission, right? Halo first gameplay with Marines, ODST Spartans, vehicles, and Firefight integration. Campaign-lite side stories expand Halo without disrupting Master Chief's main arc. Mission structure: objective evasion, extraction, and replayable co-op operations. My goal is to create a must-play flagship that can drive Game Pass and console adoption. Marine, grounded infantry, basic weapons, plus survival, teamwork, leaning curve. ODST, elite human soldier, drop pod mobility, tactics, recon, support, leadership. Spartan, super soldier power, advanced armor, vehicles, battlefield dominance. I'm not replacing Halo. I'm expounding the way players experience it. The third person lets players see armor, class, identity, finishers, movement, and squad formations. Zoom in, aiming keeps precision while giving the game a more tactical visual style. Marines, ODSTs, Spartans should all feel physically different to play. This gives Halo a fresh identity without breaking the mainline first-person formula. Now imagine this: Marine vulnerable, grounded, team dependent, and survival based. ODST, elite human soldier with drop pods, tactical mobility, gadgets, and leadership. Spartan, super soldier power, advanced armor, vehicle mastery, and battlefield dominance. Co-op squads can mix classes so the battlefield feels layered, right? Objective: missions, capture bases, defend outposts, sabotage supply lines, invasion missions, drop into enemy-held planets, and fight through layered fronts. Extraction missions, rescue VIPs, retrieve intel, escape under pressure. Campaign-lite arcs, Buck, Alpha 9, new recruits, banished conflicts, and side stories. ODST bots can reinforce players mid-mission like tactical support units. Bots can secure zones, hold defensive points, rescue teammates, or follow orders. Weekly and seasonal operations can keep players returning without forcing Master Chief into everything. This makes Halo feel alive between major releases. Pelicans, Sabers, Warthawks, Ghosts, Banshees, Scorpions, Wasps, and larger units see assets. Dynamic drop pods can become mission entries, reinforcements, and tactical pivots. Vehicles should support infantry gameplay without replacing it. The game should feel like Halo at war, not Halo trapped in one multiplayer loop. Marines defend UNFC ships, operate turrets, repair breaches, and repel borders. ODST infiltrate enemy vessels, sabotage shields, display weapons, and extract before detonation. Spartans leads elite boarding actions and high-value assaults. Ground orbit and ship interiors become one connected war front. Marine, melee should be basic and desperate. ODST finishers should be quick, tactical, and efficient. Spartan finishers should show superhuman force, mobility, and intimidation. Cover, vaulting, destruction, shield, and movement should scale by class. So what I mean by that, right? Let's go back to this. So in your first part, right? Let me fix up the screen. No. All right, this is better. So right? Everybody right off the bat, you should start off as a Marine, right? Grounded infantry, basic weapons, survival, teamwork, and learning curve, right? So as a Marine, you're more team-based amongst people, right? And as you level up and progress and get more experience with your character, you can now transition into an ODST. Now, as you transition into ODST, you got new armor sets, you get access to different mission stats, you get access to different abilities, new weapons. Then you progress into a Spartan and you get higher access to higher stuff, more weapons, different mission sets. Now, neither one of these characters can lock into it can be locked into specific missions, but at least from the very beginning. Now, as you upgrade into the Spartan, now you can have access to all different missions. Now, say for example, you're on a battlefield, right? You do a mission. You can mix the different classes together, but it's limited. Say like now, say you do a more difficult mission. You can have 3 Marines and 1 Spartan, or 4 ODSTs and 1 Spartan. Or for certain missions, higher value missions, you have 4 Spartans, but you need 4 Spartans to be on that mission, right? Or say you just need 2 Spartans. Understand? So it could be something like that. Now, somebody smarter than me over there can probably figure that out better than I can, but it should be like that, right? Now this, right? I like the third person thing, my opinion. Now, the third person introduced a new style in a separate game from the mainline FPS, right? And you get to see your armor, your Marines, your ODST, what a Spartan looks like, and how they physically play different. And it gives a different identity to Halo. You see what I'm saying? That's like RTS gave a different identity to Halo, right? Hold on. Right? Right. So now as the Marines, right? You're more vulnerable, you're more grounded, and you have to be team dependent and survival based, right? As a Marine, you can't just run up in there. And that's now you experience like a Sergeant Forge, right? Um, but as a Marine, you're more squad based, you're more team based as you start off. Now, like I said, as you progress in the game, more bit of experience in the game, you could do a bit more, you could do a bit better. You have access to more weapons. Then you transition into being an ODST program and you're more elite. So now you could drop into it and it's more tactical with your mobility, right? You get better gadgets and you have leadership. Then you transition into the Spartan 4 program, right? Now you become a super soldier, advanced armor, mastery of different vehicles, and you have more of a battlefield dominance, right? And then the co-op squads, you can mix classes, right? Then you, like I said, you get access to different missions. Like there's certain missions where Marines and ODSTs and Spartans can all play the same missions, but then there's missions where it's specific, right? But now it gives the reason now. So now when there's more higher value missions or specific missions for specific classes, like between ODST, Marines, and Spartans, it gives an incentive for you to level up your character, right? And then now, as you're playing the Marine ODST and Spartans, it's an enjoyable experience. Like now you become a fan of playing as a Marine, or you become a fan of playing as an ODST, or you become a fan of playing as a Spartan, right? So you enjoy playing each of these classes individually. And now you have the bots that's there, right? We get Marine or ODST bots that come through. Um, I wouldn't want to say a Spartan bot, but maybe, who knows? Um, of course, gameplay and it's satisfying the Halo community, which I would tell the creators of Halo at 343, Halo community is pretty mixed. So you have to produce a solid product, but you cannot always satisfy the customer because sometimes the customer really don't know. And that's what I saw with Halo community. So it's like a thin line or balance that has to be created. Vehicle drops and battlefield scale, right? So now you have the different vehicles, Spartans, they can fly Pelican, but then you have Marine pilots that can fly Pelicans and Sabres. So that's interesting. That'll be an interesting thing to see how, people smarter than me at 343 would bring that to life. Now, in space combat, Marines defend Unity ships, operate turrets, repair breaches, and repel borders. Now you got different Marine classes, that Pacific and boarding parties, and then have ODST that can infiltrate enemy vessels, and same thing with Spartans. If you have a Spartans like how Blue Team, I think blew up. They like had a kill, how they call it, a killionaire, a kill billionaire, a kill trillionaire, where they detonated a whole space field of Covenant forces, something like that, right? Melee should be basic, and so when I say melee, right, it's like now a Marine meleeing a brute or an elite or a grunt versus when an ODST does it. A Marine, he may have a standard combat knife. He may be able to punch a little bit more, or he might use a shock gauntlet, or, they might have to team up on that brute because the brute's pretty big. Then, you have ODST now, right? And then you have a Spartan melee. Like a Spartan might be able to do more, like how you saw in your Halo series with Paramount, even though people disagree with that, but there were certain instances in there where you saw the Spartans outside of their armor meleeing, like with my man Vanek, right? And then you have when they're in their armor, now how they melee, you know? Why this does not break Master Chief? Mainline Master Chief arc stays important and untouched. The pitch explores soldier squads, side wars, banish incursions, and untold operations. Halo becomes a universe again, not just a waiting room for the next numbered sequel. Master Chief remains the crown, but the kingdom gets rebuilt around him, right? The playable Halo core platform gives subscribers a reason to stay Xbox hardware, gets a must-play identity anchor again, DLC, seasonal missions, cosmetics, expansions can support long-term management. This is how Halo drives both console adoption and service metal. Now back to the melee, right? I just thought about it. Like you have assassinations for different classes, and then now you have different martial combat for different classes, and then now that opens up to now you can have different finishers that you can use. See what I'm saying? Now get it that Halo's going to monetize off of that, but there should be finishers and martial combat that you can unlock in game and use, or they're standard to the different classes, and then there's ones you can buy from the monetization thing. Game Pass and console value, right? So I already explained that. The final pitch to Ashe. Let mainline keep its classic identity. Build Dropshot Trooper as a tactical core pillar. Use Marine ODST and Spartan progression as long-term player journey. Make Halo feel like Xbox's Star Wars, a universe with many fronts, not one hallway. And in conclusion, like this is just one example of a pitch that Halo can use, or 343 can use, or Ashley Sharma can use, that can bring Halo back. Now I get it. They're going to be people smarter than me that can probably bring more of what I'm saying to life, and I hope for that, right? Because my lack of articulation, like when I'm explaining the presentation, how I'm thinking it in my brain, it's amazing. It's wonderful. And AI cannot bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? It probably can, but it can't. And I wish I had the skill set for it. I wish I had the skill set and the ability to make a pilot or a demo of the game and pitch the pilot or the demo to Microsoft, or pitch the pilot or the demo to Ashley Sharma. You feel me? But yeah, in conclusion, like I really want to see Xbox turn around. I really want to see Halo turn around because it's what drew me to Xbox. You know, so I really hope this is seen by the Halo community. I really hope that it is seen by Ashley Sharma on 343. And I really hope to take in consideration of it. But I think to Ashley Sharma, 343 needs to get overhauled, because what I'm hearing from the Halo streets is that there are a lot of people over there that hate Halo. How do you bring people that hate Halo to build Halo? This is why Halo Paramount series failed. How do you bring that in there? How do you bring people that don't like the series to build the series? It's just like Marvel. How the hell you bring in people that don't know the damn comic books, that hate the comic books, to speak on the comic books? Two. This is gonna be triggering to the woke community, especially if you're a feminist. Because you can be a feminist and not hate men. I realized that a lot of these games that were male-centered, there are a lot of woke people that don't like masculinity, that don't like manhood, that are put there to destroy these games that are built off of masculinity and manhood. And I don't like that. It's not like, us men in the gaming spaces don't like women in our spaces is that we don't like women that hate our spaces, but want to be in our spaces and want to destroy our spaces. Because I remember back in the day where women didn't even like gamers. They didn't like nerds. And lucky for me, that back in the day I can fight, I can defend myself. So you couldn't bully me about my game because I would squabble with you. And I have to protect other nerds. Because what a chick will do, she'll get a big dude that's a bully or alpha to come bully the cast that's a nerd. And I'd have to pick up for him. Because I boxed and I wrestled back in the day. And I come from Eastern New York, so I could squabble with you. So I'm saying, so that's the thing, like, I don't understand about current gaming culture. If it's not the racist white boys in gaming culture, it's the feminists in gaming culture. If it's not the racist conservatives in gaming culture, gatekeeping brothers, black men, it's the feminists that's there. It's the lefties that's there. And two extreme people in the gaming culture messing it up for everybody. It's the same thing with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Everybody complaining about Yasuke being in a made-up game, and I would even agree that I disagree with Ubisoft and Yasuke because Yasuke doesn't represent the black diaspora. The black men in the diaspora cannot identify with Yasuke because Yasuke was not a slave. And second, we don't know if Yasuke was real or not. Yasuke was a Japanese lore, praising to Buddha Japanese deities, practicing Japanese martial arts. Meanwhile, in the black diaspora, black men were fighting their colonial masters for freedom, dealing with a lot of racist bullshit. How do we identify with Yasuke? But I agree that Ubisoft should not have made Yasuke. If you wanted to make a black protagonist, make it centered around the black diaspora. Make it centered around about black American struggle or Haitians or Jamaicans. You had a lot of content that you could have made a black male protagonist. But the other arguments with the white boys in these spaces make around Yasuke is goofy. Oh, Yasuke, we don't know if he exists. Which I agree. But he was just a slave, and we don't hear that. Like we don't hear that. Like we don't hear the racism in your voice, in your step. It was the same thing with Agent Locke in Halo. Oh, Agent Locke hitting the beat up Master Chief because he was a Spartan 4 and Master Chief was a Spartan 2 and Chief would have beat him up. You think we stupid? That we don't see the hint of the racism that you're sending at Agent Locke? And you're just hiding behind the logic of either Spartan 2 can beat a Spartan 4? Which I would agree with that logic, but I know that's not what you mean. And that goofiness from the woke feminists and from you white boy conservatives, y'all are messing up a space. When these two extremes get into any space, they destroy it. And it brings us to here and now. Yeah, sorry for the rant. In conclusion, this is King Yardy Gaming Network. I really hope the essence of gaming come back with Halo and 343 and Microsoft and Asher Sean. I'm out.